Obviously, there's a lot to be said for rope and rope tools. For example, how do we store and handle a rope? A rope bag is a great way to store a rope, especially if we have a bag that will stand up on its own even after the rope has been taken out of it and it's empty. Because when it comes time to put the rope away, we want to be able to have two hands free in order to be able to flake it or pile it into the bag, okay? And over there, Rip, you've got a mesh bag.
That's right. Let's say we've been out working in the rain and we're concerned about our rope drying or airing out. The mesh bag might be a nice option for that.
It's a great variation of the rope bag.
That's right. Now, rope is a fascinating tool, and as such, it's used in many different ways. One way, for instance, is here where we formed a loop. This is a spliced into a loop, and we might be able to use that in the knotless system where we could girth hitch or choke off a limb like such, and then clip it into our lowering line. Other forms of loops may be those that are tied into a loop, here with a double fisherman's knot. This could be used for a prusik. Another type of loop may be formed with a webbing sling. Here we have a sewn webbing sling into a loop. Here, this is tied into a loop, a larger loop, with webbing. This is using a water knot, which is actually an overhand knot, which is then retraced back through itself.
And a variation of that is the beer knot, where we tie an overhand knot, a foot or more back down from one end, and then we feed the tubular webbing inside of itself, and then we work the overhand knot up so that we have an equal overlap and tighten it up. And it's just a little bit cleaner than tying a regular water knot where the ends are free to hang and flop loose.
Right. Let's see, another option may be forming a dead eye sling, or some people call it a spliced eye rigging sling. Here, this works very well for attaching into a rigging block.
Right, and the large eye allows us to girth hitch into a porter wrap, and also when we tie it onto the tree, then the bite of the sling will come to bear on two parts of the rope as opposed to somewhere near or on the splice.
Right. Let's see, what else we've got here are some various eye slings, right, which is having an eye spliced into each end. Some may be used, this one here might be used, for instance, to form a val de tentresse on the line, or a form of a French prusik. Here we have a larger eye sling, which may be used for a balancer.
And we've got another eye sling forming a prusik, in this case a 3-wrap prusik, so that we can attach to the lowering line, and then the prusik is allowed, we can move it either way in order to get our piece balanced. Now, it's important to understand that when we combine ropes together with a friction hitch of some kind, that there are many different characteristics that will affect the way it will work and its ability to hold and be reliable for us. Here, we were using 3/8" 10X on 1/2" 10X, and that's going to ensure that it's going to bite down and cinch for us. Softness or stiffness of the rope will also affect the way our prusik will hold.
That's right. Very important that you'd want a smaller diameter line in the prusik attaching onto a larger diameter line.
Right.